full script with markers. Must be 1,200 plus words. Midnight hook. She was still holding the envelope when I walked in. She did not see me. 3 months ago, Detective Sarah Johnson had no idea that AI would change her life forever. 030 section name. Detective Sarah Johnson stood in the dimly lit room, her eyes fixed on the old photograph of a young woman. This was Jane Doe, found dead in a remote forest in 1998. For years, her identity remained a mystery, and the case grew cold. But now, something was different. 1 o'clock, new development. Detective Johnson had received a breakthrough, a DNA sample from a discarded coffee cup found near the body. The sample was sent to a lab specializing in forensic genealogy. 1:30 new development. Forensic genealogy uses DNA to build family trees and identify unknown individuals. In this case, it was the key to unlocking Jane Doe's identity. The lab worked tirelessly, comparing the DNA to public databases and constructing a family tree. 2 o'clock section name. The challenge was immense. The database was vast, and the team faced numerous obstacles. They had to navigate through countless genetic matches, filtering out false positives and focusing on the most promising leads. 2:30 new development. After weeks of painstaking work, they finally identified a potential relative, a distant cousin living in another state. The cousin was shocked but willing to help. She provided a DNA sample, which confirmed the connection. 3 o'clock new development. With the relative's help, the team traced the family tree back to Jane Doe. Her name was revealed: Emily Carter. Emily had disappeared without a trace, and her family had never stopped searching for her. 3:30 new development. Detective Johnson contacted Emily's family, and they were overjoyed to learn about the breakthrough. They provided additional information that helped piece together Emily's last days. 4 o'clock section name. Things took a surprising turn when the team discovered a potential suspect. Emily had been seen with a man named Michael Reeves shortly before her disappearance. Reeves had a history of violence and was known to frequent the area where Emily was found. 4:30 new development. Detective Johnson and her team tracked down Reeves and brought him in for questioning. He initially denied any involvement, but the DNA evidence was undeniable. 5 o'clock new development. Reeves eventually confessed to the murder, revealing the chilling details of that fateful night. He had met Emily at a bar and lured her to the forest under false pretenses. The confession was a turning point in the case. 5:30 new development. But the real surprise was coming. The DNA results would change everything. Reeves' confession was corroborated by the forensic evidence, and he was charged with the murder. The trial was set to begin, and justice seemed within reach. 6 o'clock section name. The climax of the case came during the trial. The prosecution presented a compelling argument, backed by the DNA evidence and Reeves' confession. The defense tried to cast doubt on the evidence, but it was too strong. 6:30 new development. The jury deliberated for hours, carefully considering all the evidence. Finally, they reached a verdict. Reeves was found guilty of a murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison. The verdict brought closure to Emily's family and marked the end of a long and difficult journey. 7 o'clock section name. What happened next was unexpected. The case had gained national attention, and it became one of the best true crime documentaries on YouTube. The story of Emily Carter and the use of forensic genealogy inspired many others to come forward with their own unsolved cases. 7:30 new development. Detective Johnson reflected on the case, realizing how far technology had come in solving crimes. She knew that there were still many unsolved mysteries out there, but she was determined to keep fighting for justice. 8 o'clock subscribe CTA. Subscribe and hit the bell. We drop new true crime content every single day. The next story is even crazier. Tomorrow, the sister's revenge 3 months later. Do not miss it. Was the use of forensic genealogy ethical? Yes or no? Comment your verdict.